When a human sailor pays a compliment, it's usually harmless, maybe even charming. But on the starship Valorous, a single line turned into near warfare. He didn't mean anything by it, just a nervous joke. "Nice butt," he whispered, while walking past a towering alien warrior built like a living tank, her skin flushed from deep emerald to fiery red, a color that meant battle rage. And before he could explain himself, her arms locked around his ribs with the strength of a collapsing star. How did a tiny compliment nearly end humanity's first interspecies alliance? Yeah. Welcome to this story. Before we dive into bruised ribs and accidental flirting with someone who could bench press a shuttle, hit that like button so the algorithm knows you enjoy HFY chaos. Subscribe if you want more stories where humans survive, purely by luck and sarcasm. And hey, share this with a friend who talks before thinking. It might save their life one day on an alien ship. It started like any other maintenance shift on the Valorous. One of those quiet days between missions when the engines hummed, the lights flickered just enough to feel alive, and the human crew traded jokes to survive the monotony. That's when Petty Officer Ryan Hale walked into the cargo bay and saw her. Captain T. Rashka of the Z-Kari, 7 feet of coiled muscle and scales that shimmered like molten bronze. She was standing with her back turned, checking a gravity crate's seal, her long tail flicking lazily in rhythm with the engine pulse. Ryan meant to say something simple. Maybe, "Excuse me, Captain, maybe need a hand?" But his brain, in all its human brilliance, took one look at that sculpted alien armor and said, the dumbest words possible. "Nice butt," he muttered. He hadn't realized Z-Kari hearing was 6 times sharper than a human's. Tarashka froze. The cargo bay's hum dropped to a dead silence. Her dorsal fins flared like blades. Slowly she turned, eyes glowing a deep crimson, a sign every xenologist aboard knew meant fight mode. And Ryan? He was still holding a wrench, and a very, very bad life decision. Tarashka's tail lashed once, the kind of motion that could slice through a bulkhead. Her crimson glare locked on Ryan like a targeting array. Every human instinct screamed run. But his legs, frozen. Because really, how do you apologize to someone who could crush you into paste for breakfast? "Wait!" Ryan raised his hands, words tumbling out. "That's not... I didn't mean... It's a compliment. On Earth, that's..." She took one heavy step forward, the deck vibrating under her boots. Around the bay, other Z-Kari soldiers hissed in confusion. The humans on duty started whispering to each other, palms on emergency alarms. Red. The color meant blood rage, death, challenge accepted. But then something strange happened. Instead of attacking, Tarashka tilted her head. Her fins twitched once, as if recalibrating. "You complimented a warrior's hind form?" she asked slowly, her voice low and dangerous. Ryan gulped. Yes? I mean, no, not like that." Silence. Then, in a flash, she moved. One massive arm wrapped around his torso, lifting him like he weighed nothing. The pressure was unbelievable. He heard a faint pop, one of his ribs protesting the situation. Ryan gasped, the air crushed right out of his lungs. Tarashka's arm coiled tighter, not out of malice but instinct. To a Z-Kari, this was dominance, not murder. Her scales pressed against his uniform with a metallic hiss. He could hear his ribs creak. Someone screamed over the comms, "Security to Bay 2!" The humans scrambled. The Z-Kari soldiers stood frozen. No one dared interfere between a captain and her chosen challenger. "Chosen what?" Ryan wheezed. Tarashka blinked, her crimson eyes narrowing. "You spoke words reserved for bonding. A declaration of admiration. Of potential pairing." Ryan's brain lagged 2 seconds behind. "Wait. You think I proposed?" Her tail thudded once, hard enough to dent the deck. "Do you deny the claim, human?" I meant it as a joke," he croaked, every breath stabbing through his ribs. Medical officers rushed in, Dr. Imani shouting orders, trying to translate through a stammering diplomat. And then, in the chaos, Tarashka's grip softened. The red in her eyes dimmed to copper. She stared down at Ryan, this fragile, trembling creature who still tried to smile through the pain. "Humans," she muttered, "you are either fearless or foolish beyond measure." Ryan lay half-propped on a medbed, chest wrapped in scanners and pain dampers. The room buzzed with chaos, half the crew trying to explain human flirting, the other half trying not to laugh. Dr. Imani rubbed her temples. "For the record, next time you want to compliment someone, maybe don't choose a phrase that means mating call in their language." Ryan groaned. "Good note. Adding that to my list of life lessons. Don't accidentally seduce a warrior queen." Across the bay, Tarashka stood watching. Her fins were lowered now, her color settling into a faint amber, curiosity replacing rage. The translator drone finally finished its recalibration, its synthetic voice echoing gently. Human statement. Appreciation of form, non-territorial. No challenge, no pairing claim. Tarashka's head tilted. "You mean it was admiration without intent?" Ryan nodded weakly. "Exactly, just a compliment. You look strong, impressive." A long silence followed. Then, to everyone's surprise, she chuckled. A low, rumbling sound that vibrated through the room. "You risked death to praise a warrior's strength," she said softly. "Perhaps that is admirable in itself." Ryan blinked. "So, we're good?" Her smile revealed too many sharp teeth. "For now, human." The next day, the Valorous felt different. The humans walked a little more carefully, and the Zikari crew kept sneaking glances at Ryan like he was some sort of legend. The fragile creature who complimented a war captain and lived. Tarashka approached him during a systems check, her armor gleaming under the hangar lights. This time, when she spoke, her tone was almost gentle. "You heal fast," she said. "Comes with being human," Ryan grinned. "We break easy, but we bounce back harder." Her fins fluttered, a Zikari gesture halfway between amusement and respect. "Your species' words are strange, but intriguing," he smirked. "We do have a way with compliments." She leaned in, lowering her voice. "Then offer one properly human. Not the way of warriors, but the way of equals." Ryan met her gaze. "All right, you're strong, brave, and, kind of terrifying in a good way." Tarashka's scales shimmered to a faint pink, not battle red, but the Zikari color for honor. "Accepted," she said quietly. As she turned away, Ryan exhaled, ribs aching, heart pounding, brain screaming what just happened. On the Valorous, alliances were signed in ink. But friendships? Those were forged in embarrassment, bruises, and the occasional bad compliment.